Hello and welcome back to the Unexplained. Today we are going to be taking a look at UFOs, or what it has most recently been named as aerial phenomenon. The existence of unidentified flying objects has been debated for decades, as multiple sightings have been reported from around the world. Whilst many of these sightings have not been officially verified, witnesses have sworn by what they have seen. Many sightings have also been reported by credible sources, such as astronauts, air traffic controllers and pilots of both commercial and military aircraft. Since the Roswell incident, our fascination with UFOs and sightings has been one that we cannot ignore. Project Blue Book was set up in 1947 to investigate unidentified flying objects. A total of 12,618 sightings were documented before Project Blue Book was terminated in 1969. A total of 701 incidents still remain unidentified. Here's some footage of Major John A. Sanford in respect to Project Blue Book in 1955.
I am here to discuss the so-called flying saucers. The Air Force interest in this problem has been due to our feeling of an obligation to identify and analyze to the best of our ability anything in the air that may have the possibility of threat or menace to the United States. In pursuit of this obligation, since 1947, we have received and analyzed between 1,000 and 2,000 reports that have come to us from all kinds of sources. Of this great mass of reports, we have been able adequately to explain the great bulk of them, explain them to our own satisfaction. We've been able to explain them as hoaxes, as erroneously identified friendly aircraft, as meteorological or electronic phenomena, or as light aberrations. However, there have been a certain percentage of this volume of reports that have been made by credible observers of relatively incredible things. It is this group of observations that we now are attempting to resolve.
Between 2014 and 2015, seasoned pilots in the US Navy experienced a number of harrowing encounters with UFOs during training missions in the US. Whilst pilots were mid-flight, their aircraft cameras and radar detected seemingly impossible objects flying at hypersonic speeds at altitudes of up to 30,000 feet. These mysterious UFOs did so with no visible means of propulsion, according to the pilots. One pilot said these things would be out there all day. Keeping an aircraft in the air requires a significant amount of fuel. With the speeds we observed, 12 hours in the air is 11 hours longer than what we'd have anticipated. He added, it also seemed like they were aware of our presence because they would actively move around us in a cat and mouse game. In April, the Navy revised its rules on how military pilots report encounters with unidentified aircraft. Rather than dismissing the observations, the Navy now acknowledges there have been sightings of unauthorized and unidentified aircraft entering military-controlled zones and airspace in recent years. The Defense Department acknowledged for the first time publicly in 2017 the existence of an advanced aerospace threat detection program, which I guess is their way of indirectly acknowledging the existence of UFOs in secure airspace. Statements from professional pilots really do give some credibility to these UFO sightings. I'm about to show you some footage captured by two fighter pilots off the east coast of the US.
Dude, this is a fucking drone, bro. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude. That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is an LNS, dude. Well, if there's like... Look at that thing. It's rotating. Echo 6-1 Tango, Roger. Oh, got it! Woohoo! Roger, there's troubleshooting as soon as I get... Did you box moving target? 02. No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow, look at that, man. Look at it fly.
This footage from the two F-18 pilots is quite compelling. If it was a drone, then surely they would have known about it before sent out on their exercises, or at least been told afterwards. Whether you choose to believe the existence of extraterrestrials or UFOs is up to you. What we cannot discount is the credibility of professional pilots and video documentation such as this. The fact that UFOs remain classified still to this day leaves questions to be asked. Many of these sightings, especially from commercial and Air Force pilots, state that the manoeuvres they pull literally defy the laws of physics and impossible in any aircraft known to man. So, are we being visited by aliens from other planets? What would their purpose be here? Do they intend to cause us harm? Perhaps these are questions we can answer next time on The Unexplained.
Well, let's see, we've had visitors again. Yeah. Anything worth mentioning?